why I have chosen this topic as the designers design various types of spaces like residences, offices, hotels, restaurants, retail. There are so many different spaces the designers design, but with all the responsibilities for designers to design these spaces, the one of the most important responsibility of the designer is to protect that space from the various things like dampness, termite, or fire protection. So, while designing a space, one should also understand how the space should be protected from all these things. So, one of the topic is dampness protection. So, to know about the dampness protection, first we see the definition. What is dampness actually? Dampness is the presence of hygroscopic and gravitational moisture. Hygroscopic moisture means the moisture which is present in the atmosphere, and it has any substance which has a tendency to accumulate moisture on the surface. So if the dampness is present on any surface, then that dampness actually ruins that space, because it will create a very unhygienic atmosphere to live in, as well as it ruins the structural stability of the building. So, provision of DPC courses prevent entry of moisture in the building. DPC is damp-proof courses. It is one of the preventive measures so that the building cannot be get attacked with the dampness. Dampness gives an unhygienic conditions apart from reduction in strength of structural components. Building should remain dry or free from moisture traveling through walls, roofs, and floors. The dampness can travel from anywhere, from walls as well as roofs and as well as from floors. So, in totality, the building should be free from moisture from all these parts. So, causes of dampness. What are the causes of dampness? The first cause is moisture rising up the walls from the ground. As all the buildings stand on the ground, they are into direct contact with the soil. So, soil contains moisture. So, moisture can easily travel from there to the building, because the substructure is inside the ground. So, the foundation part can easily catch the moisture, and from that substructure, the moisture can travel to superstructure, the walls which are above the ground. So, this way, the walls can easily get attacked by the dampness. So, we need to treat the ground level. Then the second term is rain travel through the wall tops. The wall tops, basically the parapet walls, the fencing, the roof part, if they are not very well treated, the water from the rain can travel from the rooftops to the building, and the external walls get damaged through that. Then the third point comes condensation. We have a moisture in the atmosphere, and that moisture settles down on the external surfaces of the building, and that can create patches on the surfaces. This way we can get dampness on the surfaces. The fourth is the raining beating against external walls. Sometimes there are heavy rainfalls. Those heavy rainfalls can directly fall on the external facades, external walls, rooftops of the surfaces, and the water can accumulate on the surfaces, like on the terrace or on the chachas. From there it can penetrate inside the structure, and it can damage the structures. These are all the causes of the dampness. Now, what are the effects of dampness? If any building has dampness, then what effects it will show? It has a lot of ill effects, like dampness gives rise to breeding of mosquitoes and create unhealthy conditions. Definitely, if mosquitoes are all around, the condition where we live in, with the mosquitoes, it will not be a healthy atmosphere. Travel of moisture on walls may cause unsightly patches. If we have a lot of patches, one patch here or one patch there, definitely it will not look nice. It will not give the beautiful effect of the site. It may cause softening and crumpling of plaster, especially lime plaster. Due to the presence of dampness, whatever plaster is done on the walls, it starts coming off. That crumpling of plaster happens, and that again will ruin the space. Wall decoration or paint is damaged. Whatever wall decoration we do, like the softboard is putting here, if the dampness comes behind the wall, definitely after a few months or so, this softboard will come off. It will not look like this, what it is looking like right now. Continuous presence of moisture in wall may cause efflorescence, which results in disintegration of bricks, stones, tiles, and consequent reduction in strength. If the continuously moisture is present in the walls, then the basic structure like bricks, stones, tiles, everything start disintegrating, and the strength of the structure gets deteriorated due to it. Flooring gets loosened due to reduction in adhesion when moisture enters through the floor. Flooring also gets very ill effect due to the presence of moisture. It gets loosened up, like wooden flooring is done on this floor, and if the moisture comes beneath the floor from the slab to this flooring, then whatever adhesive is being used in it, that stability will start reducing it, and we will start getting seeing the gaps between the floors. So this way the floor will get very ill effect. Timber fittings such as doors, windows, almirahs, etc. coming in contact with damp walls, damp floors get deteriorated because of warping. Whatever woodwork we do in our space, so that even can get affected with the dampness, as this wooden paneling is done here, one band. If the dampness comes behind this wall to this panel, then it will get warped. It gets warped in the surfaces. It will not be in a straight line. Electrical fittings get deteriorated, giving rise to leakage of electricity and danger of short circuiting. Electrical fittings, all the electrical wiring, conduiting, it runs inside the walls or roofs. Due to the presence of dampness or water, it gets deteriorated with it. And it can give a serious danger to the lives also, because with the short circuit, the fire can come out, and it will really give a very bad effect to the space. Then floor coverings are damaged. On damp flooring, one cannot use floor coverings. If we use any soft floor coverings like carpet and all, but if there is dampness, then that dampness can ruin that floor coverings also. Dampness promotes and accelerates growth of termites. Termites really give a very bad effect to the spaces. If termite is present anywhere, termites basically grow with the dampness only, and they grow very fast. Within a week, you will see that the whole wardrobe is damaged and all the clothes have been eaten up by the termites. So if we want to protect our woodwork and our clothes and our belongings, then termites should not be there in the house. And to avoid the termites, the building should be damp proof. Dampness breeds germs of diseases like tuberculosis, neuralgia, rheumatism. Moisture causes rusting and corrosion of metal fittings. We have a lot of metal fittings in our houses, in any of the building, not only housing but other buildings also. So with the presence of moisture, the metal fittings get rusting and corrosion. So they will damage all the metal parts of the building also. So these are all the ill effects of the damp proof courses. So some of the pics I have shown what all how the dampness comes in what ways. See, the crumpling of plaster is shown here. The ceilings, the walls all get damaged due to dampness. So next comes the methods of damp proofing. If there is a problem, there is always a solution or treatment. So if dampness happens, so what are the methods to cure the dampness? So methods of damp proofing, there are several methods. First is use of damp proofing courses. Then there is integral damp proofing, surface treatment, cavity wall construction, guneating, pressure grouting. All these processes are used in different situations and circumstances according to the dampness.
Can we go a little faster on this?
Yes, ma'am. This is one membrane damp proofing. This is done between the substructure and the superstructure. The DPC level is provided so that the dampness from the soil cannot travel and go up to the superstructure of the walls. So I can show the pics. This is all metal damp proofing done. The rolling sheets come in the market ready-made and they are put on the plinth level. This is one diagram showing the darker patch is shown here. This is DPC level. This diagram shows how the damp proofing is done on the roof level using vitamin felt. This DPC mixing with the concrete is done on the plinth level of the building. The second method is integral damp proofing. There are certain waterproofing compounds available in the market and they are mixed with the concrete mix and put on the surfaces so that the surface becomes impermeable. Impermeable means the moisture will not travel through it. So there are many compounds available in the market in this form and they are used for the concreting of the surfaces. Then comes the surface treatment. Surface treatments are specifically done for the walls, for the ceilings, for the flooring. Wherever the dampness occurs, the surface treatment is done and it is done with the application of water repellent substances. So water repellent substances, definitely it will repel the water, it will not let water or moisture pass through that area. So this is all the procedures shown here in the pics, how this surface treatment is done. Now next comes the cavity wall construction. With the main wall, there is another wall being constructed. There is a gap in between so that the main structure does not get the moisture from outside. So one method is cavity wall construction. Now the next is goneting. Goneting is the process of giving very rich cement mortar on the surfaces so that it is a very thick plaster surface. It is done with pressure, nozzle machine is used and it provides a very thick surface of cement concrete so that with the water or any moisture from the outside cannot penetrate inside the building. These are all different pics showing how it is done. Then this is pressure grouting. Pressure grouting is done when any particular small area or any crack or any void is seen on any surfaces, then that is treated with the help of pressure grouting. This is the way particular areas are being treated with it anywhere. So there are materials used for the DPC. So those materials should have a very good quality, like they should be impervious, they should not permit the moisture penetration, they should be durable and they should resist superimposed loads, they should accommodate with the structural movement, should not be costly and they should remain steady in the position. So there are a lot of different materials available in the market for the waterproofing. Thank you.
Well, here you said that you are also good with furniture design. So, if you have to start teaching furniture design to the students, what would be the steps? I mean, how would you take it so that they understand how?
The best way to teach a furniture design is first to understand students about the furniture which is lying in front of us only. First, whatever the furniture is available in the classroom, so first they will have to understand that furniture, how that particular table or chair is being made. So with the, obviously when they will start with the furniture design, they will be knowing the basic drawing techniques like what is plan, what is elevation, what is elevation. So they will have to read that furniture piece with that point of view, what is the how the table will look from the top, how the table will look from the front, how it will look from the side, and with all the three dimensions, how the 3D view will look like. So what are the basic things? What is the material? The table is made of wood, or it is made up of metal, or it is made up of mixing two metals, materials, like the top may be of wood or the base may be of metal. And what are the anthropometrics of the table? What should be the standard height of the table? What should be the standard depth of the table? What should be the standard length of the table? First, for what purpose the table is being used? it is a study table or a coffee table or a dining table, what table it is to design. So by knowing this, then they can start with the designing part of the table.
And how would designing happen? If suppose in your class you are telling them to design a table, and supposedly it is a coffee table, so how would you tell them that design this? So what is the first step of designing, and how you will take it further?
So, ma'am, they will actually they will have to first do R&D for it. The research work is done like they can go in the library and see the books related to the tables. They can even switch on to Google and see what kind of coffee tables are there available. They can show me the reference images, like ma'am, I'm liking this coffee tables. Then I will explain them what design it is, how it will be done. So what will be the dimensions of it, of this table. They will have to do this research work first, and then they can think about their own designs.
No, but this would be, suppose I come with my reference to you, I'm your student, so it would be copying of the same,
No,
not be
not
designing.
That is the reference part is definitely important, because no layman can think ki out of a sudden he or she has to design a coffee table. First, what previous work has been done, that is required to be studied to design, to make a new designs.
The topic which you have taken it is from the building technology and construction.
Yeah.
So, are you comfortable with this subject more?
It's not that I'm comfortable with this subject more, but yeah, I find this subject is also very important to
When
teach.
you're teaching
So,
dampness, so at what stage in interior designing we should learn about the dampness, and how we going to use this knowledge in particular?
generally, this subject comes in 4th and 5th semester. Yeah.
So that means the later year of
Later,
the graduation. Okay, so what are your core subjects?
Design, furniture design,
Just
and building protection.
building protection.
Yeah. And furnishings and fittings.
Furnishings and
Fittings.
fittings as in?
Fittings like sanitary fittings,
The
electrical
services.
fittings, services. Yeah.
And you would be interested to be full-time or a part-time?
I'm comfortable with both the opportunities.
No, what you prefer?
Full time.
And when can you join if you're not working right now, or if you're working right now?
I'm working right now. I will prefer to join from April.
April.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.